Welcome to my Stop Fighting with Your Son podcast. If this is your first time here, I recorded 4 episodes especially for you to help you eliminate the fights right away and start connecting with your boy as soon as possible. Go to episodes 54 through 59. I have 4 boys of my own, and I know better than anyone how much you want to have a good relationship with your boy and all the things that can come in your way. If you are a mom of boys, I am the coach for you. Let's go.
Hey guys, how are you? How's your week going? How's your day? Let me tell you about my day. My day is not going the way I thought it would go. First, I made beautiful breakfast for my kids, French toast. They were still sleeping, and then they got up, and most of them were not hungry. And I was not happy about it. I cooked at 6 in the morning during the week, and they were not hungry. So that was one. Another one was I just had sat down to record this podcast, and I get a call from the school saying that one of my little boys is coughing a lot, so I have to go pick him up. So I did not record. I went to get him. Now I got him. Now he's upstairs waiting for me. I put on a little show for him. So I can record this for you, and then afterwards I'll go back to see him. So that's how my day is going. I'm so fortunate I can go and get my kid when I want to, when I need to, and I am grateful for that. So I am going to answer a question I had from a client today, and that is, when is a good time to engage with my teen? When is a good time not to engage with my teen? And she brought to me this question, and we looked at what was happening for her at that moment. And this mom, so she time when she did not engage with him, when he said something to her, and her thought about it was that he's attacking me. And so we looked at what was going on for her, because I don't know, personally, I'm a coach, but I don't know when is a good time for you to engage or not engage with your child. But I can help you make that decision, and I can help you figure out when is a good time. So then when we know what you're thinking, so if she's thinking, he's attacking me, so it doesn't even matter what he said, but in her head, she thought, oh, he's attacking me. Then how do you feel, or how does my client felt? She felt attacked, right? And so when somebody feels attacked, when you're feeling attacked, how do you show up? What do you do when you're feeling attacked? You might attack someone back, right? Verbally. You might withdraw. You might clam up. You might defend yourself, right? You are now on defense. Okay? So when you do that, when you clam up, when you withdraw, that's what happened for my client. She would just clam up, not say anything, and not talk to the son, or kind of just try to avoid the conversation and just say, okay, I'm just going to go to bed. And I asked her, like, what is the goal here with your son? And of course, as every single mom says, I want to support my son, right? That's what we all want. And so I said, okay, so when you're thinking he's attacking me and you feel attacked and you clam up and you avoid the conversation, are you supporting your son in that moment? Right? And of course, we're not really supportive in that moment because we are on defense. We're shut down, right? Whether we are shut down and withdrawn, we're not supporting him, or if we're attacking him, we're also not supporting him, right? So that's how I always look at this situation with any person, really. Like, should I engage with them in the conversation? And that all depends on how you're feeling, right? So if you're feeling attacked, then it's probably not a great time for you to engage with your son, right? Because you're not coming from a supportive, loving energy. And also, I am also telling you this so that you can see it as an example of how what he says you can have a thought about it like he's attacking me, and that thought is going to prevent you from showing up in a supportive way for your son. It's not what your son says, because usually with other people, most of the time, what they say is about them. It's not about you. Even if we can prove that he's attacking you, we can still choose not to feel attacked, right? Because there's no downside. There's no upside for us to choose to feel attacked, so then we can defend ourselves and attack him, right? It may make sense to feel attacked in a situation with a stranger who's attacking you, right? Then we defend ourselves, then we run, then we do all the things to save ourselves, to protect ourselves, right? But with our sweet little boy or big teenager, we still have a choice to show up in a supportive way, and that is always shown in your thoughts. That choice is always showing up in your thoughts. And as you hear this, I want you to be ready to not to be aware of this in your next conversation, and you can gain awareness afterwards. Okay, so, and this happens a lot, right? We gain awareness of what happens after it happens. You're like, oh, the reason why we had this conversation is because I felt defensive. Right? That did not feel good to me. And now he's attacking, like now he's fighting me. Now we're arguing. And you can then ask yourself, what feeling, what energy was I coming from there? Was it coming from kind of like all energy about me and how he shouldn't be talking to me that way? He's attacking me, or he's being inappropriate, right? And then you can see, okay, that feeling of being attacked, or whatever feeling that is for you, right? It doesn't even have to be attacked, but if that feeling does not create supportive action from you as a mom, then you can learn from that, right? Like, oh, okay, when I was thinking this, I showed up in a nagging way, right? And that's how I always, for myself and for my clients, I always try to use that as a guide. Okay, if you want to show up as a supportive mom, what would be useful here, right? So whatever he says, right? I'm pretty sure almost everything teens say we can take as an attacking thing, right? And let's say they are attacking us, right? We still can choose to show up in a supportive way, even though they could like literally be really verbally attacking us, right? So if we want to show up in a supportive way, we could take a look at all the other times that we showed up in a supportive way. Because we are such good moms, all the clients who come to me and they come to me with a problem, then we look at the problem, and then we also find the rest of the life that they have where they are showing up exactly the way they want to show up, like 90% of the way, 99% of the time. They are supportive. And so when we look at that and we look at that interaction, and I ask my client, and that's what I wanted to ask you, what is the thought you're thinking in that instance about your son that allows you to show up in a supportive way? Okay, so when I asked my client that, she told me a few thoughts, and some of them were, I want to listen to him. He needs me. He's in pain, or he's trying to tell me something, right? Or I wonder what's bugging him, right? Notice how all of these thoughts are about noticing what's going on for him, or being curious what is going on for him. And also, I want to listen to him. I'm here for him, right? Those are all thoughts that you can still think even when your son, your teenager, says something nasty to you, right? You don't have to feel super loving and amazing, but you can drop into curiosity, right? If you can't reach loving, you can think, oh, I wonder what's going on for him to say that. Because I know I'm a good mom, right? This is about him. what's going on for him, right? Then from that space of curiosity or from being open, or if you can be loving and supportive, then we show up in a way that's supportive. We listen actively. We may ask questions, or we may sense that we don't need to ask a lot of questions at that time, right? But we're open to seeing that, right? We're not taking things personally. We're not defending ourselves. And we don't try to tell them what to do because we're so amazingly supportive when we are curious, right? We're good moms. We want to help our kids, and we know when to not tell them what to do, right? And we also don't start telling them about ourselves, right? That's what happened with my client. Sometimes we tell them when it's appropriate something about ourselves that's relative, right? But we are a lot more open to seeing what's appropriate in the conversation when we are accessing that love and that support for our son, when we are not hurt, right? When we're hurt, when we're defensive, when we're attacked, we don't have access to our son and we don't have access to ourselves. We're in survival mode. We're like, something's wrong, someone's mean to me, we need to make things right? So after I kind of walk through my client through this scenario of what happened with her and showed her that when she's hurt, when she's attacked, she clams up, she's not curious about what's going on for her son. She is not available and she does not find out what's going on for him, right? She doesn't show up in a supportive way. And then she also told me about all the thoughts that do allow her to support the son. And I asked her, okay, so do you know, right? Can you tell now when is a good time to engage and not engage? And the best way to tell, right? It becomes really clear that when we are feeling good, then maybe it's from that good energy, we can engage, right? Even if your son is pissed, right? But if your son is pissed and you're pissed, maybe it's not a productive time to engage, right? Not a good time to engage. So I hope this was helpful to you. This applies to everyone, right? That I use this with my husband, I use it with my mom, with my dad, with my boys, with everyone, right? I check in. How am I feeling? Am I feeling defensive? Then I clean that up. I'm like, okay, why am I feeling defensive? Right? It's because I'm thinking they're wrong or something, right? If they're wrong about me, I need to show them that I'm right. And so that is a good recipe for a fight when you are on the defensive, right? So when you get really good, like now that you've heard this, right? There's theory in your head and now you're about to go and apply this. And first, when you apply this, like I said earlier, you will probably not be successful in the beginning, before or during the conversation, but you will gain awareness afterwards, right? And as you practice this, you will become even better at this during the conversation. You might be even able to stop the conversation, be like, you know what, honey, I love you so much, but I'm not in a good space to talk about this right now. Can we talk about it another day? Because I love you so much, right? That's such a powerful thing you can say to your son, like, I love you too much to fight with you right now. I think I actually did an episode on that before. So, and then as you keep practicing, kind of seeing what energy you're coming from, then you can always choose even beforehand, like, okay, you know what? I will engage with him tonight. I can take him on. I can take on all of his feelings, all of everything he's going through because I'm here for him and I can listen to him. Or, no, you know what? I am tired. I don't have it in me to kind of be loving for everything that's going on for him because it's 10 p.m. and I need to go to bed, right? That's when you can decide if you engage with him or not. All right, guys? If I would love to help you if you need to look at these thoughts, right? It's so easy for me to say that, like to teach you this, but if we don't apply it, then it does not affect our life, right? So if you want me to help you apply this to your life, to help you find the thoughts that create support and help you find the thoughts that have you clam up or withdraw, I would love to do that. You can always find me on my website, which is www.coachingnatalia.com. Go to sign up for a free mini session and pick a time that works for you. We're going into the summer hours, so if I will be available less because I'll be with my kids. But if you can't find the time that works for you, email me and we can work it out, okay? All right, guys. It was so good to talk to you. I love you, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.